Once upon a time, there lived a young farmer. He got married and had a good, hard-working wife. But he hated to work hard in the field. He was called Lazybones. He usually had an excuse. On a hot sunny days, he said, "Oh, it's too hot to work in the field." Then he stayed home, only eat and sleep. But on a rainy day, he said, "Oh, it's raining. It's farmer's holiday." And he stayed at home, only eat and sleep. Spring was the busy season for the farmers in the field, especially on the rice planting days. The farmers were very busy working at the rice paddy. There's a joke. The broomsticks in the kitchen run to the field to give a hand to the farmers. But this Lazybone, he stayed at home one particular rice planting day. His wife was mad at him. She came running from the field and shouted, "Get out into the field! Can't you see how busy we are?" But the Lazybone tried to be a deaf. His wife felt like talking to a wall. She did not give up and she yelled at his ear, "I am sick and tired of you, you good-for-nothing husband. Oh. Go and find some place you can only eat and sleep. I wish you were gone." Lazybone couldn't stand his wife's nagging anymore, so he made a bundle and set off for a journey to find his own paradise. He walked down the road, past the bridge, then on the way to the forest, he saw an ox chewing its cud. It was half asleep and it looked so peaceful and relaxed. So he thought for a moment, "Oh, I wish I were an ox." Then he kept walking into the woods and he saw an old hut in a clearing, and an old man sat in front and was busy making something with a knife and wood. So the young man was curious and looked over. "Excuse me, old man, what are you making?" The old man said, "It's an ox mask." "Ox mask? Why are you making such a useless thing? I'd rather take a nap." "Ha ha, this mask is very special. It has magic power. Any person who doesn't want to work hard in the field, this ox mask works very well." So the young man now more interested. So he asked, "May I try it on?" So the old man said, "Sure." So the young man grabbed the ox mask and pulled it on over his head. Then quickly the old man threw an ox hide to the young man and it stuck on his back. Then all of a sudden the young man felt something squeeze on his body. "What's happened? Take this mask off. I must be sick." He screamed in terror and he was frightened. But something quickly covered his whole body. It was an ox skin and he couldn't take it off. Then soon the two horns grew on his head, and his two arms and legs became the legs of an ox, and a long ox tail grew on his butt. Let me go, let me go, he screamed. But the only sound you hear was moo, moo in Korean. Meh, meh. Then the old man pulled a rope around the oxman and pierced his nose to put on a ring, a kotture, and took him to the market. The oxman, let me go, resisted. Only sound, meh, meh. And the old man just sold this ox to a farmer and warned, don't give this ox a radish. If he eats a radish, he will die immediately. The farmer thought it's a very strange warning, but he was happy with this good bargain, and he took him to his house. From the next morning, the oxman had to pull a plow all day long in the field, and he had to pull a load full of cart another day. He tried to explain to the farmer, I'm not an ox, I'm a man wearing ox mask. But the only sound the farmer heard was meh, meh. And the farmer replied with a stick, hurry up, you lazy ox. So days passed. And days hard work. At night, his bones and muscles aching so much, and he couldn't fall asleep. So he cried and regretted, and he thought, oh, I wish I were a man again. He felt really miserable and desperate as an ox. Then one night he thought, I'd rather die. I can't live my whole life as an ox. Then he thought, that's it. He remembered the old man's warning. Tomorrow I will eat a radish. Then the next morning, when the farmer took him to the field, he found a radish patch. And he ran to the patch and pulled a radish, ate it. Then he waited for his coming death, crying, wife, wife, he cried. But his whole body trembled. Then his ox mask fell off. Then his ox hide fell off. The horns disappeared. His arms, legs back again. His tail disappeared. I'm a man again! I'm a man again! He jumped up and down with great joy. I'm a man again! Then the farmer was surprised, asked, where's my ox? Then the young man explained what happened to him with the ox mask, and he said goodbye to the farmer and gladly came back home. On the way home, he just looked for the old man and his hut, but the only thing he found in the clearing was a big round rock, and on the rock his bundle. So he took the bundle and ran to his house. His wife was so glad to see him. Husband, where have you been? But he didn't answer. He took a shovel and a hoe and ran to the field. and began to work hard. From that day on, he became a very diligent farmer and a good husband. But he didn't tell anything about the ox mask to his wife. Never. He even didn't believe in himself. Was it a dream? No, it was not. Anyway, he became a really diligent person.